Hello again, welcome back to another video. In this video, we will be having rational roots theorem. So this theorem will guide us to find the actual roots of a polynomial. But what are roots? So what is a root? Okay, root or zero, they are the same. Okay, pero ang gagamitin natin na term is root. Okay, so in some other books, they use the term zero. So ano ba ang mga ito? They are the value of x at p of x equals 0. In other words, ang root or zero are any replacement for the variable that will produce an answer of 0. So let's have an example, no? If we have here a polynomial p of x is equal to 2x plus 1, ang root actually dyan ay yung number na kapag ka sinubstitute at kung isosolve mo, ang result ay 0. So actually, ang root dito ay negative 1/2. Kung sinubstitute si negative 1/2 at sinimplify, the result is 0. So ulitin ko, the root is the number that will make the polynomial equal to 0. So ang bilang po ng root, nakabase po yan sa kung anong degree ang polynomial. This polynomial here is in the degree 1. So isa lang po ang root niya. Kapag quadratic naman, of course, dalawa ang root niya. Kapag cubic, tatlo ang root. Kapag quartic, apat, and so on. So let's go to the main part. So what is a rational root theorem? Okay, given a polynomial function defined by, okay, p of x is equal to a sub n, x for example is a sub 1, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is just a polynomial. Don't get intimidated by this. This is just a given polynomial na yung polynomial na yun ay may integer coefficients. Okay? Integer coefficients meaning yung mga numerical coefficients ay hindi fractions. Dapat integers. Okay? And where n is a non-negative integer, the possible rational roots of that polynomial are of the form p over q, where p is a factor of a sub 0, and a sub 0 here is the constant term. Okay? A sub 0 is the constant term, and q is a factor of a sub n. At yung a sub n natin ay yung leading coefficient. So let's have an example. Okay, let's say we have this polynomial. I-identify natin yung p and yung q. So, ang p natin dito is, okay, p is a factor of a sub 0. So, a sub 0, ulitin ko, ang a sub 0 ay yung constant term. So, ang constant term naman natin dito ay negative 3. So, ano ba yung mga factors ng negative 3? So, the factors of negative 3 ay ito. 1, negative 1, 3, and negative 3. Okay? So, yan po ang factors ng negative 3. Q naman, so when we say factors, these are the numbers na pwede mong i-divide dito na walang remainder. So, negative 3 is divisible by 1, negative 1, 3, and negative 3. And if you divide negative 3 by these numbers, it will not have a remainder. Ano naman yung Q? Okay, so that is the factor of a sub n. A sub n, that is the leading coefficient. When we say leading coefficient, it is the numerical coefficient of the term with the variable with the highest exponent. So hanapin mo lang dito ang may highest exponent. So of course, 3 yan. Kunin mo yung leading coefficient nung term na yan. So that is 4. So ano ba yung mga factors ni 4? Ano yung mga numbers na kapag ka-divide mo kay 4, hindi magkakaroon ng remainder? So marami actually yan. We have 1. Okay, we can actually write it this way. We have positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, and positive and negative 4. Ito yung mga numbers na kapag divide from 4, it will not have a remainder. So, ganun po ang pagkuha ng P and Q. Okay? So, what now? How do we get the possible rational roots of a polynomial? Okay? So, isulat lang naman natin siya in this form. So, P over Q. Okay, so in this polynomial, kunin lang natin si P. Always remember na si P ay yung factor ng constant term. At yung constant term natin dito ay negative 6. Ano ba yung factors ng negative 6? That is positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, positive and negative 3, positive and negative 6. So, yun yung mga factors ng constant term. For the Q naman, we get the factors of the leading coefficient. At nandito po ang leading term natin. Ano ba ang coefficient nito? Okay? So, walang number dyan. Pero, the coefficient is actually 1. And the factors of 1 are positive and negative 1. So, we just divide each factor from the numerator by each factor in the denominator. So, the possible rational zeros of this polynomial are, okay, so i-divide natin ito dito. So actually kung i-divide mo yan, that is just positive negative 1. Next, i-divide mo ito by the denominator, and that is just positive negative 2. Next naman is ito, and that is positive negative 3. And then last one, ito kapag i-divide mo dyan, same din lang, that is positive and negative 6. So ito po ang mga possible rational zeros of the given polynomial. So yung mga numbers that will make this polynomial 0 is actually here. Since the degree of this polynomial is 3, tatlo sa mga number na to ay roots ng polynomial na to. So in the next video, titingnan naman natin kung paano natin kukunin yung actual roots. So these are only possible roots. Okay, hindi pa to ang mga actual roots. Okay, so in number 2, P are the factors of the constant term. Okay. Q naman is the factors of the leading coefficient. So ang leading coefficient natin dito ay actually 2. So that is positive negative 1 at saka positive negative 2. So the possible rational roots of this polynomial are, if we divide this, that will be positive negative 1. That is positive negative 1/2. Ito naman, ito naman, that is positive negative 2. Kung i-divide natin ang mga to, actually the result is 1. So meron na siya, we don't need to write it again. Next, ito naman, we divide this by this one. So that is positive negative 3. And then, ito naman, and that is actually positive negative 3/2. Kung i-divide naman natin to dito, that will be positive negative 6. Okay, so marami siyang possible roots actually. And actually, if we divide positive negative 6 by positive negative 2, the answer is 3. So meron na siya dito. We don't need to write it again. So ito po ang mga possible rational roots of this polynomial. So ganun ang pagkuha ng mga possible rational roots ng polynomial using the rational root theorem. Please watch the next video kasi sa next video papakita ko kung paano natin kukunin ang actual roots from the possible roots. So see you in the next video.